Hi, Level 2 journalism students. We are going to talk to you about the basics of article writing. And I have given you an example written by our sports editor, Shane Dazen, last year. And he wrote this for the Fall News magazine. And the first thing you can see is the headline and the byline are something that is a little bit different than what you do in your English class. Your headline, like we learned in the headlines tutorial, should be descriptive and creative. Your byline is simply your name and your position, which will be staff writer. Now, unlike your English essay, in journalism, when you write a particular uh, article, you do what is called a lead. The lead basically tells the whole story in a few sentences, typically 1 to 3 sentences. It gives you the who, what, why, when, where, and how of this particular article. And this article, if you're reading the lead as I'm talking, you can tell it is about RJ Pfeiffer leading by example despite pressure from upperclassmen not to lose his job as starting quarterback. The other part of journalism articles that are very different than your English article is the use of quotes. Quotes actually tell the entire story, and quotes are terribly important. One, because you want to hear the person's story in their own words. It's something that you need to do for all of your stories because it adds to them. And you need to write what are called transitions in the middle of your quotes to lead your reader from one quote to the next. And you can see that quotes I've highlighted in pink, transitions are going to be highlighted in yellow. So when you interview a person, it is really important that you get more than just basic information. And quotes should never state the obvious. RJ's quote should never say, I am the quarterback and I like it, because that's not interesting, or that is just really kind of obvious. We can tell from the pictures and knowing a little bit about Peter's football who the quarterback is. And if you read through the quotes highlighted in pink that Shane has picked out here, I think that it's really good, and they're very informative quotes. They're something that you want to read, and they don't just state the obvious. And I like especially his last set of quotes that he has back to back, where it says, I just want to be a great quarterback for my last 3 years of high school, and then I'll go from there. I want to use all the people who told me I was too small to be a quarterback as motivation to work my hardest on the field. And I think that that's a really good quote. And you can see just how, if you read through the article, which I'm encouraging you to do, how Shane takes RJ's words, transitions it into more of RJ's words, all the way down to creating a beautiful story that tells you a lot about RJ Pfeiffer and about his season at the beginning of last year. So let's review with what you've learned as far as writing an article. What are the things that you need to have? First, you need to always have a headline and a byline, and those have to have your position. All articles must be written in third person. The only time that you can use you or I, you, I, we, etc. is in quotes. Quotes. There's lots of stuff I have to say about quotes. You must have legitimate quotes. Don't ever make them up. They must tell the story. And then they can't state the obvious. And I've given you some really good examples of quotes in this story. Now, the other thing that you're going to need is transitions. And transitions, what they do is they bridge the gap between quotes and develop the story. So that's a simple tutorial of how to write a basic news feature type article. And we're going to continue to learn how to become better writers. But I think that this will give you a really good start. So I'm going to scroll up at the very top, and I'm going to get rid of all these highlights so that you can read this article again for yourself. And I'm going to leave it on here for a few minutes for you to read. And then what we can do is use it as an example to help you write your first article. Good luck.